Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for your time today, for giving up some time to learn about OI Connect. Today, we're going to be looking at the OI Connect platform, and specifically, we'll be looking at one-to-one meetings, the importance of one-to-one meetings and how you can benefit. Concierge service and support. Now, the concierge service is something that we provide to all exhibitors to make sure they meet the right people whilst they're on the platform. David, could I just ask you to forward the slide, please? Lovely stuff. Thank you very much. So this is our Wheel of Fortune as you're looking at it. We have our concierge service, which we provide free of charge to exhibitors, and this helps us put you in contact with the right people to talk to. We're also going to look at our new virtual stand offering, a new 3D booth. So in the same way that you address a booth at a physical event, we can now do that inside OI Connect. Very exciting, and you're going to look great. Video product showcases is a new and enhanced feature for OI Connect this year, and it's a great way of you showing your products and also your training opportunities as well to people who want to learn more about your product and also get training. We've had great feedback about this last year, and we've enhanced that opportunity this year so you can get great ROI, new leads, and create new contacts. And of course, we have a conference session, and those of you might have seen our call for content papers, our call for content emails going out. We are still looking for content, and we'll go into that a little bit later on about how you can get involved with that content and how you can share your stuff with us. Naturally, any platform has advertising opportunities, and we have some great advertising opportunities on OI Connect, which will be introduced to you today via our event director, David Ince, telling you how the benefits of those advertising opportunities, how you can create new leads, allied to sponsorship as well. We have some good sponsorship opportunities which will drive real tangible leads for you. And then we get into the nitty-gritty of looking at our pre-scheduled diary, how you can create those one-to-one meetings, how you can manage your own diary and make sure that you have the very best experience out of OI Connect. I'm now going to hand you over to Harry Squire, who is our project manager on OI Connect this year. And then after Harry Squire, you'll be introduced to David Ince, who is the event director. And then after David has spoken, then we'll be taking a Q&A session. It's your opportunity to ask questions of the team, to dig around further. And of course, we can take conversations offline as well and talk to you via email or via Teams as well. So I'd like to introduce you to David Ince, the event director for the OI portfolio. Thank you, David.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks very much for coming in, and thanks, Mike. Just before we pass over to Harry, I think from looking at who's on the call, we've got a couple of sort of two different groups of people, if you like. We've got companies and people that used OI Connect with us in December, which was fantastic, who maybe are looking to find out a little bit more about some of the changes and improvements that we're making for this time around. And then maybe we've got some companies that haven't been involved directly, but maybe were registered in December as a visitor, and maybe we're looking at the platform from a slightly different angle. Everything applies, so yeah, I'm hoping we'll get some good questions and discussion at the end of this. Just that little bit of background, I suppose. Everyone, we all went through quite a challenging last year with everything that was happening with oceanology and postponements and physical events versus virtual events. And OI Connect last year, it came out of that need to try and connect you guys, our exhibitors, with some of the visitors that you might have wanted to meet had the physical show been able to run. And we saw enough success, I think, in December with results and some of the different metrics that we had in place that we wanted to deliver to warrant doing it again. But we've sort of created a little bit more with the platform, really trying to focus it on some key pillars, if you like, in terms of how you can use the platform and how our visitors can use the platform to do, at least in part, some of the things that would normally happen with physical events. I think we all know at the moment, you know, the next physical opportunities, even to just get from business to business and site visits and things is still not going to be for another few months, and large scale trade shows not until the end of the year. So everything that we've got in development here and that we're trying to deliver is to at least in part replicate some of those connections that would normally take place and that you would normally put faith in us to help you deliver at a physical show. So those are the 4 pillars. You can see them there. You know, networking, obviously, it's about connecting exhibitors with visitors, exhibitors with other exhibitors, visitors with some visitors. Our audience wants to look at technology. We all know Oceanology is a huge product focused show. It's about what's happening in the technology sphere in the ocean. So connecting you with people that have a genuine buying requirement potentially, or at least they know when that buying requirement will be, so we can get you in touch with new people that maybe you haven't met yet. We know you don't need help necessarily getting in touch with your customers. So the focus is trying to get some new contacts for you that you would normally do quite serendipitously at a physical show. Obviously, it's an opportunity. The whole platform is based around functionality that will allow you to meet them then and there. It might only be a 15-minute meeting, but it sets the benchmark for then you guys to take that away and continue those conversations over the coming weeks and months with a view to doing business. And then obviously, as with anything virtual, from a visitor point of view, learning is a huge part of that. It's very easy for a visitor to dip in and out of a virtual event, engaging with different elements of content, whether it's technical content or more strategic or product focused, to help them learn and then again take that away. So that's just kind of some of the basis behind it. And then if Harry can take over the sharing, we can then have a look at the platform in a bit more detail, and then be open. Probably easier if Harry can go through the whole of the platform in one go, and then if there's questions directly off the back of that, we can take them and then look at a few things in a bit more detail. But over to you. Thanks, Harry.
Good morning. Let's have a quick look. Can you all hear me all this morning? Wicked, perfect. Let's have a quick look. So we're going to go through the platform, a nice overview to give us a bit of an understanding of what we will be looking at over the next coming weeks and the live show itself. Starting from the very beginning, it's creating and managing your profile. So when you first initially log on, you'll be asked to complete your profile, as we can see here on the screen, entering in your email address, your details, job title, telephone number, interesting information, which we'll look at where that appears on a card later, and also your job function. A key aspect we always recommend is actually uploading a profile image as well. This will have a greater response on all those meeting invites that you send and receive. We then go on to completing your interest. So what you're looking at to get out of the show, what you're interested in providing, supplying, buying. This helps the platform with its algorithms to try and then match you with the correct people. We can always add more, delete more as the show goes on. And then my availability, nice and self-explanatory here, letting the platform and everyone else know when you are available, if you can make it on certain days and if you can't. So that's in a nutshell about the profile yourself. We're now going to take a look at managing your company profile. So this is going to be your company directory when users will go online and look through the exhibitors. Again, what we recommend is filling everything in full. We've got your main website, your social media handles and platforms as well. A great snapshot is possible here, which gives you information about your company as well. Keywords. This is where we're going to enter words which we put ourselves in the user's perspective. So what they would search for is what we want to pop in here. So keywords that are going to attract you and your company to appear in those search results. Company activity, business sector, again, all relatively self-explanatory, that one. And a marketing pack, which you've also included. So if you did have a marketing pack you'd like to upload, this is where you can upload it, giving a bit of a brochure or a catalogue about your company. Virtual booth is the one which I want to key touch on, and I will do shortly. Also, additional images you can upload as well. and a profile video. So when users first pop along to your exhibitor profile page, we have a great option here to actually upload a nice synopsis video welcoming them to your platform. There's a couple of options this year for booth. Option 1, nice and self-explanatory, the logo. Option 2, we can have 8 carousel banner images which will roll across the screen. Or option 3 is the customized virtual booth. Here we'll be able to select a couple of designs. And as you can see, in each design, we have what we call light boxes. Now, these are these dark rectangles. Here you'll be able to upload content, pictures, videos, and when a user logs on and clicks, you can actually select what you'd like the link to attach to. So nice and simple underneath, we have the light boxes and their locations. And then we can choose exactly where that link will link them to. And this can be back to your additional website, it can be to your social media platforms, or it could well be your video. So that's the exhibitor booth in a nutshell. We're now going to take a look at actually sending meeting invites on the platform. So here we have our search function. So at the moment, I am an exhibitor. I will be looking for visitors at the show, and here we can select some product categories. So if it's cool, I'm going to select the first top 4 here. The platform will then automatically pull up all those contacts on the platform that have selected those 4 specific interests. So as we can see, the visitors will appear. It's for us to have a look through, find who we would like to send a meeting invitation to, and then we can quite literally click send invite. Now this is where we're going to compose a meeting invitation. What we like to do is keep this nice and precise, but at the same time, making sure the other person accepts the meeting invite. We want to keep it as brief, as concise, but also a bit of information about why you'd like to meet. Once you've sent the meeting invitations, we then come through to inbox. So I wanted to touch on how to accept a meeting invite. So in our inbox, here we can see a couple of representatives that have already reached out to us. When responding to a meeting invite, we can reassign to a colleague, we can decline, or we can accept. Now with accepting, we get to choose the time. We're going to go for 12 o'clock here. This will then send a meeting invitation, a calendar request for the recipient to let them know that the meeting has been accepted for Wednesday, the 12th of May. And then we can add it to our native calendars as well. We can then invite colleagues to that meeting. If we believe that actually we have colleagues that might well benefit from the meeting, we can add them along as well. We can also reschedule if something were to pop up and we can't attend this meeting anymore. We can always pop it along to another day. The other and last thing I'd like to touch on, which is key, is drop-in meetings. For exhibitors, what we can now do is action what's known as a drop-in meeting. On the show, if the event was in person, you'll find visitors rolling and, flying around through the floor looking at exhibitor stands. Here we have something very similar, but on a digital scale. So for a drop-in meeting, what the exhibitors will do is pop into this meeting, as we can see, and they will click what we've just seen here, drop-in room, and then minimize this page. When visitors are going through the exhibitor directory, if they see that an exhibitor is online, they can automatically click meet and have that meeting. I've got a short clip here just to give you an idea of what can happen. So when you click start meeting, as you can see, automatically the meeting will start with the representative. And inside that, there's a chat log as well. So then you can start conversing on top, sharing business cards as well. Bit of a key aspect one, and a lot of users are really enjoying this part, where immediate meetings can happen there and then. That's the platform in a nutshell. Lots of marketing content, tutorial videos, and a full concierge team are behind this here to help and assist with any questions you may have. I will now hand back to Mike and David.
Thanks, Harry. Let me know once this is back on. So yeah, the platform that we're looking at the moment is the demo platform that's still in development. Just in terms of timing, we are looking to be opening pre-registration for our visitors either today or tomorrow morning. So imminently, we'll start registering visitors for the event. The actual platform will go live the week after Easter. And we'll do a soft launch. The plan at the moment is we'll do a soft launch for exhibitors, so that any exhibitors that have already confirmed their participation will have, I think it's about a week, maybe 8 or 9 days, to build profiles and get different information up to date before we open it up then to the pre-registered visitors to log in for the first time. So any of the exhibitors that are looking to commit early over the next week or so, we'll give you plenty of time to be able to get the profiles to a nice respectable level, and they can obviously be tweaked and developed over the following weeks between around about the 8th of April through till the 11th of May, when the meetings and the actual event starts. I suppose what some of the things that we learned from from December is, even opening up the platform early, we can see what from behavior in December, and also looking at other events that we've run. I think the bulk of the connection and the bulk of the, maybe not the meeting requests, but the confirmations will probably happen in that last week before the event opens. It's just the nature of people's behavior. I would expect, well, our expectation is that people will register, exhibitors will be confirmed, but maybe the bulk of the activity will take place in the week before, so from the beginning of May. But what that does is it gives you plenty of time to be able to get familiar with the platform, make sure that your own profiles are exactly how you want them. Just knowing that sort of expectation is that the bulk of confirming and yes and no's of meeting invites probably won't happen until that last week, and then during. Before I went on and looked at some of the, I suppose, some of the products and exhibitor options in a bit more detail, does anybody have any initial questions that they'd like to throw out there? If you're not comfortable doing it here, that's fine. We can obviously take them offline, but if anybody does want to jump in now, please feel free.
Harry, actually, can I just draw you back to the visitor cards, please, and just show people how we flip the cards for more information, so they can find out more about who they're connecting with. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for a particular visitor, you might know their name, you might know their title, but if you just flip the corner of the card, you can see what they're looking, what their interests are. So you can better define who you're trying to target by seeing what they're interested in, what they're looking to buy, and this will make your meeting a lot easier, because you know more about them and more about what they're trying to achieve out of their experience at OI Connect.
Yeah, and there's also a few different refined filters that can be used. Obviously, with anything like this, it gets more accurate when we can actually collect the right data. So one of the areas of focus we've got this time during our registration process for visitors is not only to find out what products and services they may be interested in, but to try and get a little bit more information on the context behind that interest. Why are you interested? To, again, just hopefully try and inform yourselves as exhibitors a little bit better in terms of why someone might be interested. And with Harry's got a few of those filters, if you like, those refinements that are available to see there. Hi, Irene. Sorry, I think a question just came up. A premium visitor. I actually think that this is still the development platform. We don't have premium visitors or visitors. All of the visitors are classified the same way. So it might just be something where Mike and I actually, because this isn't going live for another couple of weeks, we went through all of the platform this morning and pulled out a few little bits and pieces that will need to be removed. So if that was one of the search filters that you saw, that will disappear, Irene. It's purely visitors are visitors, and what we're trying to do is get more accurate product, service, interest, a little bit more context on why you're interested, that will hopefully then not only inform exhibitors on whether or not that's a valued attendee or visitor to talk to, because if you think about the OI show, there's all sorts of people at the show, and this is no different. But one of the bits of feedback we had from December was that sometimes for your sales or business development people, it was sometimes a bit difficult to wonder how to prepare for the meeting because they weren't quite sure what the visitor was interested in. So do I want a salesperson on the call, or could it be someone else that might be better suited, or at least be a bit more informed beforehand? So that's one of the areas that we've been trying to focus on over the last few months is can we get that context just a bit more accurate? It's always difficult because we're relying on the visitor to tell us so that we can tell you. But I think some of the just little things that we've put in place might make that again a bit more accurate and a bit more useful for you guys.
We've used a number of more filters this time in order to qualify visitors coming to the event, so that they are engaged and want to take part in meetings as well. So and
what Harry's showing us here is the exhibitor directory. Anyone who was on the platform in December, most of the functionality is the same, and we've just been tweaking with various improvements here and there. The aim in terms of the overall size of platform, we're looking to deliver something similar to December. I think we had 120 companies that were on the platform in December, so we're looking to do something similar. We had about 2,200 visitors that were actively using the platform. We're looking to try and get that up to 2,500 plus. And then one of the other big pieces that we're looking to try and just improve the people that are on the platform and logged in, the visitors. There was an element of those people were just looking at the conference content, which is why if you've got content that we can incorporate, it might be something to seriously look at, and we can talk to you individually about that, because the content is the easiest thing for the visitor to engage with. And what we're looking to try and do is increase the number of visitors that are on the platform in total that are engaged with meetings, because I think it was about 35% of the visitors were actively engaged in meetings last time. So that's something, it's really focused and targeted that we can spend time on and try and improve, because the more visitors that are actively engaged in meetings and understanding that they can use this platform for that is only going to be beneficial to you guys as exhibitors. Has anybody else got any other questions at the moment before we move on?
I'd just like to share with you guys the opportunities around the conference and how you can get involved in that. So we are doing a call for content at the moment. We're looking for information on content on sensors and instruments, data analysis and interpretation, end-use case studies, and vessels, vehicles and platforms. So if you have any of that content that you'd like to share and be seen as a thought leader, then we'd very much like to hear from you. And again, we can take this offline or have a look at the OI Connect website, and you can be front and center of people's minds, talking about your insights, your thoughts and your visions, and at the same time knowing that people are then going to be looking for you after the conference session as well.
Great, thanks, Mike. So hopefully everyone can see my screen again, and I just wanted to run through just quickly some of the different exhibiting options that we've got. Again, they're slightly different from December. We looked at how it worked in December and have tried to improve in a couple of different areas. If anyone has any questions, just drop it in the chat. I can't actually see that though, Mike, so if you wouldn't mind just keeping an eye on that, that would be perfect. So in terms of the actual exhibiting options, again, we can take any specific conversations offline, but literally we've got a standard and a couple of different enhanced packages from the exhibiting side. The standard exhibition package is pretty much the same as it was in December. However, what we have got is more functionality on how you present your company, with the 3 different options that Harry had mentioned there in terms of images or the light boxes, and various different types of collateral that you can include. As in December, there's option to put a variety of specific product cards, product showcases onto your profile, and I would suggest focusing in on the ones that are, you know, the most important. I think you will have categorized yourself under products and services so visitors can find you, but with the showcases, maybe really hone in onto the ones that are the most important for the business now. As Mike had mentioned, we've refined the search functionality. There's the concierge service that we would encourage every exhibitor to engage with. That's not the solution to find everyone, but it's definitely there to help you guys. And we saw quite clearly in December that the companies that engaged with that earlier and in the right way certainly got better results, and that's what it's there for. And Harry mentioned the drop-in functionality. So the standard package is quite similar, with some enhancements that we've made to make it better, but the costing and most of the functionality is the same as December. With the enhanced product packages for exhibitors, we have changed these slightly. In December, it was pretty much around the size of the team that was involved on the platform, and we did that because that was what everyone, it felt like that was the way that it was going to be best used. When we looked at it at the end and were speaking to some of the exhibitors that had the biggest teams, it wasn't necessarily the case. I think in terms of your team, the most important thing is having possibly a smaller team engaged on the platform, but the people within your company that really want to engage in this and are enthusiastic about engaging in this way, because it is different to being on a stand at a trade show. So the way we've sort of structured the enhanced packages this time is either looking at more visibility of your brand across the platform so that people are more likely to see the brand, to then get to the company profile, to then have a meeting or start talking to you guys, or enhancing it around direct lead generation from product focused content that we can incorporate into the conference program on demand. The reason we've done both was certainly with the lead generation package and enhanced content, is that it was the second most important thing from our visitors when we did our post-event surveys last time that they wanted to see. The highest ranked, what do we want to see on the platform was technical content, which is thought leadership presenting as part of a technical panel or a technical session, as we would normally do in the physical conference. The second ranked opportunity that visitors were asking for is actually on-demand product-focused content. It's the one thing that people haven't been able to do physically for the last year. It's the reason that Oceanology as a physical show is so good. People can walk around and touch, hold, feel physical content. It can be thrown in the water out the back of on the Victoria Dock at Excel. You know, that's difficult, and I appreciate with everybody that you haven't had the chance to be doing that over the last 12 months. And it's the thing, I think the one piece that is missing. So we're looking at ways that we can deliver direct lead generation from people that are viewing, visitors that are viewing that video content, incorporated as part of the wider conference program on demand across the whole 4 days of the show from the 11th to the 14th of May, and then also for the 2 weeks following the show, where people can still come back to it and view bits and pieces that they may have missed. To give you an idea, we had 2 or 3 of those videos in December, and there was about the average of 213 viewers. So from a lead generation point of view, quite an effective way of getting people that are obviously interested in a specific product, otherwise they wouldn't be watching that video. And it's almost warming up those people slightly more so that then they might be either willing to accept a meeting request from one of your team, or certainly be a lot more aware and on the specifics around the particular product, so that they are either reaching out to you directly, or when you follow up with them post-event, again, they're more willing to have that meeting in the first place. So that would be the enhanced content package. The enhanced branding package, we ran something very similar last year, and I hope you can see this. It's a little bit small, but the dashboard page that Harry was just showing us on the demo platform, there's a variety of different spaces for dashboard partner adverts. So it's about brand visibility. Obviously, we can provide analytics at the end of that in terms of opens, click-throughs, all of that type of thing. But that's about building visibility. Again, hopefully with a view to then people clicking on that ad, it goes to your company profile, and they either doing a drop-in meeting or accepting a meeting request from one of your team. Something else that we're offering this year, which is a little bit different, and something that you will actually see incorporated into the OI 2022 event when we get back into the physical show as well, it is something new we've developed as Reed Exhibitions as a company, and it's called a digital gift bag. And it is literally any sort of offer or promotion that a company is doing that they think might be of interest to our exhibitors. We will collate between sort of 5 and 10 of those from 5 to 10 different companies, and then that gift bag, as we're calling it, will then get pushed out to every visitor that's registered on the platform at the beginning of the show. And it's almost like a promotional Tinder, shall we say. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but I'm interested in this offer, I'll tick the green box. I'm not interested in that one, I will tick the red box. And at the end of the show, again, direct lead generation for any customer that purchases the gift bag from all of those leads that were interested in that offer, and that will get passed directly over to you guys. And then obviously you need to deliver what was on the offer, but hopefully it's generating again some new contacts that you maybe don't know. Ever there, the gift bag is probably a little bit more broad stroke than the video content. It's maybe a little bit more of a wider net that it's being pushed out to, but that depends on how you know, operating your business and your pipelines and that type of thing. And that is kind of it. There is a couple of headline sponsorship and registration sponsorship opportunities that are just for one company that we'd be happy to talk to. But again, brand visibility either throughout the registration process or across the whole platform. If that's something of interest, then be more than happy to talk to you about it. And that's kind of where we're at. So happy to take questions. If anybody wants to sort of be contacted directly after this, again, we can either drop it on the chat or just let us know now, and we'd be happy to pick up that conversation later today or later in the week. But thank you for your time. I'm just going to leave you with this slide, which is the beginning slide that Mike showed with our wagon wheel of all of the different functions and opportunities on the platform fleshed out in a bit more detail. I think we've probably touched on most of the detail already, but happy to send this across to everybody, or we can drop it on the chat. And if anyone's got any questions, please, now is the time. Feel free.
Just one thing that Harry is going to show us is a made up 3D stand. There was some interest in what it could look like.
Okay.
Harry, if you good to show that.
Yeah,
does anybody
absolutely.
have any questions at the moment? Cool, thanks, Harry.
Cool. So previously, this was the OI Oceanology one we were looking at. This is a demo expo platform, so this is not specific. This is just to give you a rough idea of what the platform will and can look like. I just want to touch on the exhibitor directory part. So this is what we will see for OI, a full listing of all the exhibitors on the platform. Touching more on the virtual booth itself, we're going to have a quick look at Homely to see what they've done. So this is what the virtual booth can look like. So we've got different light boxes, and when you click different light boxes, different actions will happen. The far left-hand side one here will be when you click it, a meeting will automatically happen. So you'll book a meeting with the company. When you click the middle one here, the video will start. And again, top and the right-hand side ones, different clicks will take you on through to different parts of the platform. This can all be edited by yourselves. The other thing I didn't touch on earlier was the share my business card part. This will be available for all visitors and all exhibitors, where you can directly share your business details with them. As an exhibitor, at the end of the show, you will be able to pull a CSV list of all users who have dropped their business card with you. That'll be all their contact details for further pursuit. Social media handles, which will pop in, and then also the Exhibitor videos. So here we can see the demo company has popped in different parts and different videos showcasing their products. Scrolling down a little bit more, meet the team. On the show days itself, this is where you'll find the drop-in meeting zone. So if I was a visitor and I was looking at the Homely Exhibitor here, your Homely Exhibitors will be situated in here. When you click Meet Now, that meeting will automatically start. The marketing pack as well. Booking meetings directly with the team. And then one part where I didn't touch on is product showcases, which David also mentioned earlier. This is where you can showcase all your products within the company. It's a great way to give a snapshot of any possible new products that have just come out. And again, you can link with brochures, you can link with videos, take them into the actual website where you're showcasing it themselves. And also you can pop in product categories. So users on the platform can search product showcases based on those categories which you select and highlight. So yeah, that was just a quick idea of what a full exhibitor profile can look like on the show days itself.
Lovely stuff. Thank you very much, Harry. Any questions at all out there that we can answer either individually or as a group? Of course, you can contact us through the OI website, or if you have our email addresses, then of course, feel free to use those as well. Nope, nothing coming through on the chat at all. Well, I guess that just leaves us time to once again say thank you very much for attending today. We hope that you saw the benefits of the OI Connect platform, the enhancements we're making in order to make it easier for you to get the right meetings and see the right people.